Hello, my name is Masha Chowdhury, and I am a student at Wayne State University. I am currently considered a junior, and I am majoring in biomedical engineering. I am also an avid book reader and a writer of many book reviews. Now, let's talk about the purpose and plan for this presentation. The purpose of this presentation is to offer an informative summary of the article, The Lifelong Studies That Hold Clues to What Today's Kids Might Have in Store by Barbara Mogan. This article is a book review of The Origins of You, How Childhood Shapes Later Life by these four authors. I am planning on splitting up this presentation into three major points. The first being the studies that this article talks about, the second being the conclusions that this article talks about, and third being the admiration that is expressed in this article for the research. Now, let's start the discussion. There are three studies this article talks about. The first being the study of children's self-control and its effects on different aspects of their lives in later years. Second being the study of the timing of puberty and its effect on early sexual behavior and stability of sexual partnerships. The third being the study of the development of mental disorders in relation to age. All these studies are talked about in the article, but the one that is talked about in depth is a study on self-control. It says how 1,000 New Zealanders were recruited from birth in 1972 to 1973. Factors such as family socioeconomic status were controlled. And the result of the study, for the result of the study, it was found that the lower a child's self-control is, the lower their health and status will be in later years. The second major point for this presentation are the conclusions this article talks about. It talks about 6 different conclusions, however, only talks about one in depth, and that is the conclusion that a childhood characteristics could influence the environment they surround themselves in. The article offers 2 examples of this. The first being how socially inept toddlers often put themselves in smaller social circles. This results in them having less support socially in later years. The second example they give is how impulsive children often grow up to find themselves surrounded by opposing family members and friends. Okay, now the third point in this article was the admiration it expressed for the research team and the extensive effort and dedication needed for the studies. In order to do this research, a lot of effort and time was put into it. The first step was recruitment. They needed to recruit participants from their birth and then track and observe them throughout their childhood years, teenage years, and adult life. People were tracked up until their 40s. They then needed to document their mood, weight, health, and wealth, and many other aspects of their lives. The results of these research was contributed a great deal to the understanding of health and social capital and how it affects people's lives. In conclusion, there are 3 major points to this article. First being the studies that it talks about, the second being the conclusions that it talks about, the results, and the third being the admiration it expresses for the research itself. Overall, this book review was positive, and it recommends readers to read the book themselves. It says that it's an easy book to read for beginners. Thank you for your time.